Morning, everyone. It's a cold Sunday morning here at Scopey, and we're going to be, I don't know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing this Palworld. Right now I'm recording this as a YouTube video, but eventually I may switch over to Twitch, but I wanted to definitely make sure that we had this segment to start, um, because I'm not streaming live. So, let me actually just mess around with some light settings here to make my video a little more better, because lighting is the absolute best. There we go. Okay, thing you can do for yourself when streaming. Okay, so Palworld. Yes, Palworld was just released into early access yesterday or the day before. The day before, I think, Thursday. And what is Palworld? Palworld is like Pokemon on cocaine, I guess, is pretty much the only thing I can think of. It's an open world sandbox pocket monster game, but it kind of goes way beyond it just being kind of like a children's game. If you've seen any of the promotional materials, you understand what I'm talking about. We've got players as well as pals, as they're called, with heavy weapons. So, it's kind of it's a little out there, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually start playing on a multiplayer server that I have rented from G Portal. I am not affiliated with G Portal, aside from the fact that I've traditionally used them, and they've done very well by me. So, without any more talk, we're going to just jump right into the starting. So when you start a character, you end up in this area. You can, on a multiplayer server, you can go ahead and you can choose where you want to start from several different islands. I chose the traditional single-player starting location in these ruins, and if you are playing single-player, it behooves you to go backwards into these ruins. I'll see if I can actually get the... Yep, so there is a chest over here. And, press F to open. We got some gold coins, an arrow, and one megasphere. But haven't quite gotten to the point where we've... in the tutorial where they kind of teach us exactly what it is that we need to do or how to do it. Continuing on, we can come down into these ruins, and I believe the only thing that we have over here is this Explorer's Journal. So we're going to pick this up. And you find a note from another adventurer. You can check their journeys in the options screen. So if we go to options screen, oh, memo, right there. So Castaway Journal Day 1-1. Found a strange device on the shore, some kind of electrical contraptions, but its odd design looks like no modern technology I have seen. The device is capable of recording images and displaying information about what's shown in them. I've decided to take photographs of the island using this device and use them along with this journal to document what I find. They know what a photograph is, but... So you'll find these around the island. All of this is as it was when I ran through the single-player game. So in multiplayer, I don't know if everybody gets to partake of that chest or if just the first person that gets to partake of that chest. I have yet to have to actually play with other people, but I think this is a really good multiplayer survival box game for more than just creating shared housing and everything like that, because you can set up we'll get to it. I'm not going to get ahead of ourselves here. So it does have kind of that Breath of the Wild-esque-ness to it, but it's not actually, it actually kind of goes beyond what you traditionally get, I think, out of the Breath of the Wildy kind of things. So as with any survival game, you've got up here in the corner, we've got a little tutorial, and they want us to pick up fallen branches, check the options menu in the survival guide, and open the build menu and build a primitive workbench. So knowing what I know now, I'm going to do this a little differently from the way I did it before. So we're going to go ahead and collect that wood, collect that wood. Eventually, we'll be able to take on trees. You know, we'll be able to craft some materials. Now, these little swirly Arceus things, I should probably not drop Pokemon references just because. Palworld is obviously not affiliated with Nintendo or Pokemon franchise. Interestingly enough, Pocket Pair, the company that made this, who also made Craftopia, if you're familiar with Craftopia, is a Japanese company, so they're kind of like keeping it in the national family, I guess. These are fast travel points, so you definitely want to seek these out. And if you open your map, you'll see here they do show up on your map. So these are the starting areas that you can choose in a multiplayer. So you can choose this Plateau of Beginnings, the Windswept Hills over here. This is like a sandy beach resort area. These are like marshlands, and these are like cold areas. But as you can see, it looks like we have the potential at least to, you know, get a lot more islands. So expect to build boats or to capture seabound pals or airbound pals to be able to fly around. Okay, so this guy over here. So let me see, is this a rock? Yep. So you also need to collect stone, and we've already hit level 2. So we'll just talk to this guy. You'll find these people every once in a while, and as you can tell, you're kind of like behind the curve. Here, you're wearing like, you know, loincloth and stuff, and this person's like got a nice silver shotgun and some kind of Horizon Zero Dawn thing going on here. So yeah, who didn't stink of pals wash up here? This island's a living hell. People I came with aren't with us any longer. Those damn pals ate every one of them. So we're already not in Kansas anymore. Here, take some basic supplies. You need to toughen up. All right, so I got 10 wood, which is cool because I need that in order to go ahead and build my bench. So we're gonna grab that, and we're gonna come down this hill. Now, originally I had made my workbench up here, and then I had to move it because I didn't want to be up here. And we'll discuss that. Stone initially is a little hard to find up in this plateau area. Once you get down here, we'll take a look at it. But, of course, let's introduce the world to our first pals, the Chicopee. So this guy right here, he is non-threatening. He or she is non-threatening. These symbols mean something. So they're just free-ranging, right? They're just kind of minding their own business, hanging out here. We've got 3 Chicopees out here. Stone. And now, unlike other games of this type, you do fight, but you fight in real time, and you can actually kill these critters. Sometimes it's necessary because they will drop meat, and as a survival box game, you definitely do need to have food every once in a while. So right down here from where you start, there's some berries. You can grab those. Those are good by themselves. They will also give you seeds. And once you build a campfire, you can go ahead and you can cook these bad boys up. So we're gonna snag these, and we're gonna snag some stone, and we should be good to go as far as that goes. We do need some stone for some of our initial tools. Now, in my single player game, I set up camp here. Actually, did I set up camp here? Yes, I did. I'm not entirely sure that's what I want to do. I think I'm going to go a little bit further down the hill and set up camp there. So there's another, the Cativa. And yeah. One of the good things about this game, it is getting dark, which kind of sucks because I'm going to all of a sudden go. Getting cold. So one of the cool things here is that you can climb, and you do have stamina. So yeah, you definitely do have those kinds of abilities. I need a flat area to build in, and I'm not really sure where. You know what? It may actually be beneficial to just go ahead, back up here, and build. Because I'm going to start getting the frozen notification. So let's go ahead and build our first workbench here. So open the B menu, and you'll notice at the top we have different categories. Right now, the only thing we have is primitive workbench. And interesting thing, it tells you over here on the left how much resources it's going to take, but it also tells you workload, and workload's super important for later on. So we're going to build our primitive workbench, and we're going to select that bad boy right there. And now we need to actually go ahead and build it. So we're going to hold the F, and it's going to tell us how much time to complete. So that workload, I believe, translates to seconds. Right. So if we select a recipe, we can select any of these. So we got a wooden club, a torch, a stone pickaxe, and a stone axe. I know I need a torch, so I'm going to start that. I'm going to have to hold in order to do the work. The torch will keep me warm in lieu of an actual campfire. And then once you've built it, you have to hit F for acquire. Okay, so you'll notice now we don't have a toolbar at the bottom. That's because when we go into our inventory, we can only have 4 weapons, 2 accessories, a head, body shield, and glider slot. Here's our inventory, here's our weight, here's our stat points, and we have 1 stat point, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to increase our weight. So we can actually have, we're also going to increase our stamina, because I guess we leveled up twice. Key items are, I don't know, quest items, things we'll need for later on. Our gold down here, 82. Traveling merchants do come through, so we'll be able to buy stuff from them. Our party, well, we have no pals in our party, but we'll get to that later. Our technology is where we unlock our recipes. Okay, so our initial complement of recipes here include the workbench and our tools. Second tier, level 2, we can get the pal box, which is like the computer at your mom's house, where you can store your pals when they're not in your party or at your base. The pal sphere is what you use to catch pals. And then everything from there on in, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. Campfire, chest. Wooden structure set is your initial set of building items. So you get your floorboards, your walls, doors, windows, and roof parts. Of importance is these two guys: shoddy bed for you, so you can sleep at night, and straw pal bed, which as you capture these pals, you need to put them in bed. Otherwise they get agitated. Cloth is used for building armor, repair kit for repairing stuff out in the field, and the bow and arrow are 2 options you can get for combat. So I know we're going to, so open the options menu and click survival guide. Ta-da. So this is all your instruction information, including things you just really haven't gotten to yet. So you can go ahead and read ahead for that. So open the technology screen from the menu and unlock the PAL sphere. So that's here, technology and PAL sphere. Down here it says we have 13 points, so we're going to spend 1 on the PAL sphere. We're going to spend 1 on the campfire, chest, wooden structure set, definitely the PAL box, straw PAL bed, shoddy bed. Probably, let's see, what do we got? We got 4, we got enough. Cloth and repair bench. So we're going to just do those. Bow and arrow. So we'll just do it now since we can. Okay. All right, so they want us to craft a PAL sphere. So we come over here, select a recipe, and we see we don't have the materials for the PAL sphere. We need something called a palladium fragment. We have enough wood, we have enough stone, but we do need palladium fragments. So in order to do that, first I'm going to go ahead and get a stone pickaxe, and we're going to, because we need that in order to go get our palladium, as well as general stone. And we're also going to craft our stone axe, because we're going to need that for chopping down trees, as well as for eventually taking pals. So, yep. Okay, so I'm going to need a little bit more stone, which is conveniently right here. So we can switch our tools by using the mouse wheel. We can't use 1, 2, 3. We can't use the numbers because if you'll notice when I switch down here in the lower left corner, we've got 3 circles with 1, E, and 3. That's eventually how we'll switch between the pals that we have in our party. So we're just going to brave the cold for a little bit, and we're going to grab some stone. We're going to need it. And we got 1 palladium fragment, which is good, but we're going to need a little bit more because... Oh, there we go. 2 palladium fragments. Okay. Alright, so we got a bunch of stone and some palladium. So we need 1 palladium fragment, wood, and stone. So we're going to go ahead and crank out the... We can choose the max button to create as many as we have, but I just used that. So start production, hold work. Now, the workload is per cycle. So for each item that you create, that's the workload. All right, so I craft a pal sphere, and I need to build a pal box. All right, so the pal box is the basis for our buildable area. So that's kind of like if you've played Ark or Small Lands or any of those games, you know, you put down, or No Man's Sky, actually, you put down some kind of a central item, and that kind of specifies the area that you can build in. And because in a multiplayer game, you can set permissions and things like that. So we're going to try and build that here. So we're going to, let's see, 3, there's our pal box. So we need 4 more wood and 1 more palladium. So super simple. We're just going to come over here with our axe, and we're just going to take this tree. And you get fiber from trees, which is important because you'll need that for certain recipes, obviously. Okay, and you can take down the trees. They will respawn, so don't worry about taking too many trees. So where do we get palladium? We get it down here. You may have noticed when we were down here, you've got these blue rocks. So these are palladium. We'll get them from normal rocks, but we also get them primarily from these. And these, again, like everything else, respawns. So you don't have to worry about running out. They're pretty plentiful. There's some over there. There's some down below. That stone. Ah, yes. These guys right here. So here's another chest, which is cool. So stone, gold coin, and a pal sphere. And over here we have another journal entry. Sec. Alright, so we are hungry. And we've got berries. That's about it. So we can use that to eat. And eventually we'll start, you know, acquiring other food items. And once we get our campfire, we will be able to cook stuff. All right. So let's get back up here. Now, I believe you can have multiple bases. If not, you can transfer your base, so you'll have that option. So what we need to do is we need to figure out where to put our PAL device. I'll put the device over here if I can. All right, so the PAL box. Right. So you can rotate items by using the mouse wheel. I'm not sure. Oh, overlaps with other objects. Yeah, so if I turn it this way, this really doesn't have a facing, I don't think, so I don't think it really matters. If you click the left mouse button, you will build, but when you're building a house, you want to build continuously, like put down floor items or walls, you got to use the right mouse button. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Slap that bad boy down right there. We're going to walk right over. All right, so it's got a 10-second workload, so we'll just hold F. We'll go ahead and we'll build PAL box. Cool. All right. So now, if you'll notice as we go along, we've got this blue, there's a blue line right here. This is the perimeter of our buildable area. We can certainly go out and get, you know, materials outside of this buildable area, but effectively our pals, once we start collecting them, they will, this is their home, this will be their home range when we assign them to work the facility. All right, so let's see, access the pal box and summon a pal to your base. We don't have it. So when you capture a pal, they will end up here in your party. So you can have up to 5 with you at any time. Anything over that goes immediately over here to the box. Then from the box or the party, you can assign them to work at the base. Right, so let's go ahead and let's see what we can do as far as capturing these guys go. I thought I had, oh. All right, yeah, pal sphere. So down in the lower right corner, we've got an indicator that says pal sphere. So if we hit 2, you'll see it switches between pal sphere and megasphere. That's important to keep an eye on because I don't want to, you know, mess with a megasphere for these guys. All right, so let's go ahead and whack this guy. So he's going to fight back, of course. But I do want to get him down. And I just killed him. And there he goes. Okay, so we're going to have to go get another one. That's kind of the problem, obviously, is that you can kill them. And if you're trying to capture them, you don't really want that. All right, so then you throw it at them. And the capture rate was 100%. Okay, so new pal captured. He's extremely weak and far too delicious. We're gonna soccer ball this guy out. So you can I can actually, like, you know, we can get him off the property. I don't, yeah, we can't do anything with his body. Okay, bye. Okay, so we need to access the PAL box and summon him to the base. So we're going to go to F, and we're going to take the chickpea out of the party and put him at the base. All right, so it will automatically search for jobs they're capable of doing. And how do you know what jobs are capable of doing? Well, if you go to the management, and you either do it from here, the pals at the base, or the ones in your party, and you hit F, view details. So this is your pal's character sheet. It tells you how many souls they've got to enhance them, which is something way down the line. You can rename it. Tells you the gender and tells you their next level. They need 25 XP to go up. They're neutral. They're just kind of minding their own business, doing their thing. Right, partner skill. So egg layer. So when you assign them to a ranch, which is a thing you can build for your little settlement, they'll sometimes lay an egg, which I think you can use, maybe use to breed, but you could definitely use to cook. So you can cook it and make some things. Here's our merchant. So let's just interrupt that and talk to him before he leaves. So he's got some good items in stock. So we're gonna go ahead and buy. Right now I have 513 gold. So I can buy, you know, all kinds of stuff. You can buy some schematics, which is kind of cool. So you can buy some clothing. You can buy some seeds, which eventually we'll use to grow stuff. We can buy, you know, pal spheres, some food items, some other crafting items, and then these guys. So you'll get these eventually from actually killing pals of a certain type. So venom gland, you can make poison arrows, flame organ to make fire arrows and things like that. But eventually we will be able to produce wool, eggs, berries, of course, leather eventually, and berry seeds we get from berry bushes and things like that. So there's not really a lot going on here that I really need, and I don't really need to sell anything, so that's pretty cool. So we're just gonna stop and we're gonna go back to talking about our pals. Okay, so just like other games, you've got a series of abilities that they can use. They'll use them on their own when you deploy them during combat. You can actually issue commands to them. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but because combat's in real time, it gets kind of hectic. So controlling what they do in combat is kind of a little. Passive skills. Some of them will have passive skills, which work either when they're in your party or they're assigned to your ranch. Their life, their satiety here for food, their sanity. Yes, they do have sanity. So basically, you got to keep them happy, and you got to keep them fed, and this is why you have to get the bed for them when you assign them to your ranch. So their basic stats, attack, defense, and work speed. This is how fast they'll work. And down here is the important part, the work suitability. So when you put a PAL in the farm, this is the information that you need to know about how to expect what they're going to do for you. So right now, the Chicopee is good at gathering and farming, which, I mean, it's not super fantastic. They'll gather if there's something to gather, but I do not think they will. They will not cut down trees. They will not break rocks. They will not deal with your harvesting and planting and stuff like that. They'll gather anything that's just kind of out in the world, but like if there's loose rocks or loose branches, that's about it. So that's how much food they require as well. So that kind of tells you exactly. Right now, Chicopee's kind of a useless PAL to have, but it's one of the first ones that we run into. So, all right. So we've already. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use that because it wants us to. And open your inventory and strengthen our stats, which we already did. All right. So they want us to capture 5 lamb balls. But we can also increase our base level. And one of the things they want us to do is to increase our base level to level 7. So what that does is it increases the number of PALs that we can have working at the base and the max number of bases that we can have. So here it wants us to build a wooden chest, which we can do by coming over here, going to storage, and choosing a wooden chest. We're just going to go put it over here by the workbench. Now, building in this game is kind of wonky. Sometimes you get a lot of interference from other items, especially when you're building houses. It doesn't really build very well right now, but I remember Valheim had the similar issue. All right, so normally some pals may actually rush over here and build this for you, which is super awesome. So this one here requires 10 workload. Eventually there's things, the larger the structures you build, the more the workload. So there's one when you build the paddock is like 150 workload. So we're just going to go ahead and do this ourselves because the Chicopee is kind of useless in that regard. All right, so storage are individual items, so you can have as many as you want. You can eventually build signs. So there's that too. So we're going to go ahead and open. And when you've got a chest and you're working, you will pull from that chest. So you don't have to actually have it on you, so long as I believe it's inside your zone. If I come over here to the workbench, I can still build these even though my materials are in my chest, which is super good. All right, so we can upgrade our base. Our PAL box upgrades available. So we're going to go ahead and build a wooden chest and deploy a work PAL to the base. And it doesn't cost anything to upgrade. You just have to satisfy the requirements. So I built the primitive workbench. Now it wants me to build a shoddy bed. So in order to do that, I need wood. So we're going to do the absolutely exciting activity of cutting down these trees. So yes, you get fiber and wood, and you do have stamina. And you will take down these trees, but they will grow back. So you don't have to worry about deforesting the area. As you start to approach your weight capacity, you will get a little meter down at the bottom that shows you where you are and how much further you can actually take. um, you do have decay through use on your materials. By building a repair bench, by unlocking the recipe for the repair bench, you can repair your items, and items do require materials in order to repair, so you definitely need to make sure that you have enough materials for that. All right, so we can go straight into build mode. We want to go over to foundations. So these are the wooden foundations, the basic items. We got the foundation to build on. We've got some walls. We've got some roofs and some stairs, and then a basic wooden door. Roofs in this game are just they're difficult to work with, as are the stairs. Things don't click into place the way you'd expect them to, so don't be surprised. So I don't really know about once you put down your PAL box, it's kind of staying there. Oh, this is the thing that irritates me, because I clicked the left mouse button and I should have clicked the right. They do snap. Wooden foundations, for example, do snap, so that's good. You will get weird messages like not placed on the ground, which doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's obviously placed on the ground. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make ourselves a pretty good sized area, because I know we're going to start putting things in here. We're definitely going to need some room. Okay, so I'm going to go get some more trees, just for the sake of getting some more wood. Got to keep an eye on our health. I am probably going to need to see about building a campfire. It's interesting how that put that one platform there. All right. Oh, I have unused stat points. Okay. Enhanced stats. So we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll do attack. Okay, and we do have some points. So we have 6 points here. We will need the feed box. I know that. I will do the cloth outfit and the stone spear. Cloth outfit is super important to get early on, because just making that will protect you from environmental conditions. All right, so infrastructure. I'm just gonna put this here. And we're just going to build that. So this will allow me to cook. You can only cook one item at a time, but you can throw in as many ingredients necessary to make that item as you need. So I've got grilled chickpea. I've only got one chickpea roast, so I'm going to start the production on that. And you can technically let it cook on your own. But if you manually do it yourself, it moves faster. And eventually, when you go get the torch fox or whatever the heck it's called, they will actually come and they'll cook for you. So, all right, so we can do 1 egg, and obviously, the more complicated the recipe, the more I'm gonna leave the berries to go. The more complicated the recipe, the better off it is for you. But it's not just for you. You do have to make food for your pals, and we're gonna get on that in a couple of minutes, because it nope, doesn't want us to do that quite yet. So the good thing is that building stuff doesn't actually require a heck of a lot of materials. We're going to go into build mode, foundations, and we're going to do some wooden wall with windows. All right, so we definitely want to make sure that we put our just going to build a simple house. We'll worry about it. Design later. There, put that there, and put that there. We'll do backspace to get back to our building, and we'll do our wooden door here. Cool. All right, so that's that. And let's see, we've got 63 wood items. So let's see if we can get some stairs. This is kind of a pain. Wooden roof. See how much? Yeah, I think wooden roof. So the wooden roof, you can rotate your pieces by using the scroll wheel, but as you can see, they don't seem to really want to build properly. So let's get, let's see if we can get some stairs. All right, so there. Now we can do a second story. That's good. Okay, so I'm pleased with that. All right, so we can come up here. We can start building some, which in this case is behaving like our floor. All right, so when they snap well. But when they don't snap, it snaps like garbage. So. All right. So we're going to then go ahead and do some more wooden walls, windows, objects. The good thing is that it will snap on the edge, so you don't need to rotate them in this regard. Okay, cool. And we're just going to put we'll put simple flat roofs on here. We can only make 5, so we're going to need to go get some more wood. So the reason why it's important to build this is if you're going to go ahead and put your building, your crafting stuff in there, you're going to start needing a lot of space to put beds for your pals. Each one that you assign to your settlement requires their own bed, and they are incredibly wonky when placing. So you can't just kind of make like a barracks out of it. They need space in between, and it's just a little bit of a pain in the butt to do. All right, so we leveled up. So we're level 5. So as you can see, it's not super complicated. We're going to go ahead and we're going to increase our weight. Weight's super important. We got 6 more items. Okay, so what do we need? Common shield is a good one. Oh, yeah, so berry plantation, ranch, and normal parachute. So yeah, you can get a parachute. Go ahead and jump up, and we're gonna go back into build mode, and we're gonna build our roof up here, but a standard wooden roof because otherwise we're gonna start getting into weird. So it's boring, not really a super exciting house. There are other housing styles available, but the basic wooden one for our first base is probably pretty good. We reserve the right to add another floor. Not today, Satan. So it's now unlike things like Valheim or small lands. There's no sense of like this is an enclosed space or anything, so you don't have to worry about that, I don't believe. All right, so the straw pal bed. Here we go. So as you can see, once we get close to this corner, it says it's overlapping with other objects, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So when I can't get to, you can kind of nudge it, kind of figure out where it needs to be. But yeah, it's very, very tricky. And moving the mouse rotates you, but it doesn't move it back and forth, so you can't really placement options are just kind of, yeah, this aside from the server situation, which is convoluted and really obviously isn't a high priority. These survival box games, when they launch, they never make servers kind of a priority. They need to get the game running. But the building system definitely needs some help. All right, so I can have, I think, 2 pals here at the base, so that should cover them here. That should cover these guys here. I'm going to put my bed downstairs. And again, beds in these games are used to advance time. So put my bed probably over here if I can build one. Nope, I need some wood and, oh, I need some wood and wool. All right, so that's important. I don't think I can make. Oh, I can make a little set of stairs. It actually goes into the ground. And as far as I know, there's no terraforming, so. All right, what do I got for? I have 4 pal balls, pal spheres, pal whatever the hell they're called. And I need to go after that guy right there. So this guy, this little fluff ball dude, he produces wool, lamb ball. He's also a good worker, so. Let's see if we can get him. 82% capture rate, 92. They can break out, so that's why you definitely want to be able to knock them down as much as possible. All right, so this stuff is so plentiful. You never have to worry about not being able to make palladium pal balls. Okay, now this gigantic mass over here, this generates ore, so you can come and you can smack these finely colored objects to get ore. Right now, I don't have the ability to process ore, so I'm not going to worry about it. So yeah, there's more palladium right there. I think you can swim because there is talk about. Oh, yeah, I'm going to eat this guy. So there we go. And that's going to take care of my hunger for a while. These the cativas, they're very shy. You need a bow and arrow to catch this because as you get closer, you will. I don't know. I guess once you take them off. Capture rate 100%. All right. So now, as you notice, I have one of these lamb balls and the cativa in my party, which is good because as I go out and do stuff, they will level up with me. And when they level up, oh, did I kill him? Nope. You have to throw the ball at them because, as you may have seen, I just kind of threw it too far, and you can't recover them. So if you throw the ball and you miss, you're kind of screwed. Sometimes you will find. What is this guy doing? Is he angry? Oh yeah, he's mad. He is pissed. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, right there. So that's probably server desync, I'm guessing. Wait, he's. We're gonna just take this guy out. All right, so lamb ball mutton, and there goes his corpse. Okay, so let's get ourselves back to camp, which is good because I wanted wanted these guys available. I think I'm gonna take the chickpea out of the. I'm gonna take him out of the camp because he's kind of useless. And I'm going to put these other guys in because they're both good workers. Oop, that's right, baked berries. So I can acquire what they've already done. And since I've only got 4 baked berries to go, do this. My next step is to create the feeder for these guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over there to the front door. We're going to build a feeder for them. Food box. So I need some more wood. Let's just go ahead and grab some more wood. And again, I do have the wood in the chest in the by the workbench, but since it's in my zone, I can still access it. All right, so build and feed box. All right, so the feed box is the pals will feed themselves, but you need to refill it. Some pals will actually transport stuff into the feed box. So if you're lucky enough, you won't need to do that. So we're going to put these, we're going to put the baked berries over there. And we're going to go ahead and switch to our torch. Okay, so base info, we're going to go ahead and do our pal box management. We're going to take lamb ball 3 and cativa, and we're going to put them at the base. So let's look at cativa. they have a handiwork of level 1, which is super important. Now, if I need to build anything, they'll swoop in and they'll start building for me. That includes working at the craft bench. Transporting, eventually when there's things lying around that need to be moved to storage, they'll do that. Gathering, so they do what the Chicopee did, but better. And they will mine. So that's good. Because we do have rocks on our property, they should go out and they should mine for us. Actually, also we have some passive skills. He's a coward. He's got a minus 10% attack. But he's cheery, so that's a 10% decrease to incoming dark damage. I don't know why they said minus 10 dark damage, incoming dark damage. But here, while in a team, Kativa helps carry supplies, increasing the max carrying capacity. So it's not just carrying these people with you for their combat abilities, but they do give you these partner skills. The Lamb Ball is, when activated out in your party, equips to the player to becomes a shield. So sometimes drops wool when assigned to a ranch. They will drop a crap ton of wool when you assign them to a ranch. They also do handiwork, transporting, and farming, which is good. Their passive skills: Swift, increases movement speed, plus 25% to player logging efficiency. I'm not sure if that means they have to be in your party or not, but they're a hooligan. Attack 15%, but work speed minus 10. So, yeah, good choices for getting these guys. Also, the passive skills are specific to the instance of the PAL that you have. These are not universal, as far as I know. So we've got this, yeah, this one here has fragrant foliage. So they 10% increase to grass attack damage. So you definitely want to, you know, this guy, definitely keep him. This guy I keep because he's a good worker. All right. So what do we need? We need to build a shoddy bed. That's what I was doing. Oh yeah, I needed to get the wool. Did I have wool? I have some wool. Yes. So we can come in here to, no, not here. We can go over to our workbench. And let's see, select a recipe, and we can create as much cloth as possible. Now, I don't think we're going to get help. I think they're sleeping right now because it's nighttime. Yeah, so you'll see over here in the distance that tower. That's the first gym that you have to go and bust open. As you can see, there's another tower over here with a green thing on top. Eventually we'll make these things called statues of power or whatever. We can use them to increase both our skills as well as the skills of the pals. So we can have a little bit of guidance over, control over how our pals progress. Otherwise, they'll just get XP and they'll just level up. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but your pals will level up independent of you. So while they're in your party, you can see I've got the Lamb Ball of level 4 and the Chicopee of level 2. They will go ahead and they will level up themselves, but they will continue to level. But when they're in your party, they will only work in your party at an effective level that matches your own. So if you're level 5 and you've got a level 6, they will be fighting in your party at a level 5, but they will still be level 6. If you put them in the ranch, they'll still be level 6. So that's kind of something you want to definitely make sure. Oh man, I need some more wood. Okay. Always about the wood. So it's a good thing that these things respawn. Okay, so I'm cold. Chickpeas. About. All right, so what do we got down at the bottom? Down at the bottom, we see our Lamb Ball. He is, if we hit 3, we're going to go to the Chicopee, and these are the ones that are in my party. We have our health and our food. We have a little meter there for how hot or cold we are. We're right kind of neutral. And then the next item is our clock. So it's switched from moon to sun, so we are now currently at sunrise. Just in time for me to throw my bed down and not have to use it. Okay. All right, so now you can see here I've got 2 items, 2 pals listed, and they are going ahead, and Lamball here is building. I don't know what happened to Kativa. Oh, Kativa's out here harvesting. So he will leave stuff lying around. I can just run over it and grab it. But he's already doing work, which is good. All right, so Kativa, nope, Lamball's over here building, and it would build faster if we had more pals working on it. So that's pretty good. Plus, yeah, and you can come over here and you can do. Eventually, you can somehow. Yep. See, he's carrying items. He's gonna take it, I believe, over to the box, but I think he got stuck. He's cutting corners and he's ending up in the building. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, so he's transporting right now. So that's pretty good. So they're doing things for you. All right, so we can do a base upgrade because we did our stuff. We'll be able to add another pal and still only have one number of bases. All right, so I got to build one more pal bed. So I can see if I have enough materials for that. Not sure if I do. But in doing so will certainly... Oh, I do. Just help me. Now I want to get it as close as possible. As you can see, it's kind of titchy. And it doesn't seem to be... Anybody gonna come help? Do it. I think if you do it, if no, they'll. All right, he's coming over to help. Yep. Okay, there we go. So there's other things to consider, like you get an XP boost for the first 10 types of the PAL that you collect. In this case, they say capture 5 land balls and earn an XP bonus, which is useful. They want to increase the player level by capturing 30 pals. You'll just increase your level through just doing stuff anyway. And build up your base until it reaches level 7, which is what we're trying to do right now. So we built the feed box and the straw pal bed, and we're going to go ahead and increase our level. So we built a campfire for level 4. We need to build a berry plantation and deploy a work pal to the base. So they want a total of 4. The berry plantation is a little area that will allow us to grow our own berries, which is useful. What I do want to do, however, is kind of jump the gun a bit and see about building a ranch, because a ranch allows us to allows our land balls to drop wool automatically. They just produce it, and it can be collected, and we need that to build armor. So rather than go out and kill land balls, I'm going to go ahead and just have one of them just shed for me. And the more land balls you have, the more you'll produce. So you can definitely create a super massive amount of materials. Now, you don't have to assign them to the ranch. That's the thing. They'll just go and do their business inside the confines of the paddock. So let's just collect this, and they want us to build that as well. But we're gonna head and build the ranch, and the ranch is pretty sizable, so we definitely need some area, and this is fine. This is fine. Now, this one here, 3 minutes, 33 seconds. So I'm going to let these guys do their thing. He's resting in his sanity. Why is your sanity? He's on a short break. So I'm going to let them do that. I'm also going to go ahead and do get some stone from the berry plantation, which is right there. Thank you very much. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build one of those over here. I'll do this. This is 30 seconds, but we got one guy slacking off over there. He's resting because his sanity's not too good. So he's going a little. He's got some issues, but Lamball over there is doing the work, so that's good. I am hungry, so I'll need to eat. This is done. I may have to go get another Katiba. Or another Lamball. Definitely another Lamball. Definitely not another chickpea. Okay, so with these, in my inventory, as I collected berries, I've got berry seeds, which is important. So if I had a pal that could do this for me, they would. But I have to essentially sit here and do this myself. So we just have to, hold down F and seed the berry plot. As you get these facilities, you'll notice that we've got this required planting that will tell you what you need in order to get a pal to come in here and do the work. So any pal that I get that has the planting ability would come over here and do this. The phase, right now I'm in planting phase. Next comes the watering phase, and that's going to have a different requirement. So just because you can plant doesn't mean you can water. I can do everything, of course, but you would need 2 different pals for this. And there's a little penguin style pal who does watering, but he's kind of a little ways away, and we'll get to him eventually. All right, so now I will water, and then I just have to wait for it to grow. Okay, so looks like our dude has got his rest done, and our ranch will be done soon. The good thing is that the ranch isn't just for the sheep, but it's also for the chickpeas will come in. This idiot over here. They'll come in and they will lay eggs, and the eggs will get transported over to the feed box for some reason. I don't know that these guys are gonna eat eggs. But as you can see, it shows the Lamball is working. He's got his little hammer going over here in the base info on the right side. That means he's in the process of shedding. So cat dude over there is doing his thing. Okay, so growth is happening, and harvest. Any pal with a harvest ability will, of course, harvest. All right, so I'm hungry, but I don't really have too much food going on for myself, so I need to come over here. And that's going to be our next our next phase. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go out and kill some pals, as well as get some more, so that we can get some additional materials. I think I may have enough linen to actually build... Not too close. Yeah, I put it too close. Select recipe. Yes, I can make the cloth outfit. So, start production. Yep, there comes the cat dude. He's going to come over and help. Oh, his sanity's going down. This guy's got serious issues. Now, they will not choose recipes on their own, I don't believe. All right, acquire. So there we go. Now I no longer have to worry about cold. All right, so I need to eat my lamb kebab. And that will be good. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap it up here for this session. We're going to maybe, I don't know, maybe come back later and do another recording, and otherwise we may end up doing some streaming if possible. I'll let people know through on Mastodon if you're interested in seeing it. But yeah, this is our first look at Palworld, and next time we're going to have to go out and collect some more advanced resources, and we're also going to have to go out and do a little more exploration so that we can get some more materials and introduce ourselves to some more pals. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.